I am Adrian Patrick, lead singer for Otherwise.
Corky Gainsford, I play drums for Otherwise.
What's up, I'm Ryan Patrick, I play guitar for Otherwise.
This is Danny Wimmer, he manages Otherwise.
Yes.
Awesome. So, obviously, you guys killed it here at Rock Legends. You did.
Thank you.
You did. And
Thank you.
how did you enjoy it? Like, what's it like to be part of a tour like this? You know, so many various bands and all this stuff together. I mean, I think anybody that says rock is dead is absolutely crazy when they come out with these things.
It's not dead. It's just going underground again, and I think that's a very novel thing to happen, because when it has its resurgence, it's going to be huge. You know, it's going to be massive again. And for us to be sharing a bill with Stone Temple Pilots, that's one of the few bands that all of us agree on. All of us have used as inspiration, and to see our picture on the same poster as Stone Temple Pilots is like, it's a milestone for us,
So, I mean, speaking of a rock resurgence, do you think we're due to see that?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be... You can thank Skrillex for that. Because it was like when disco started, rock kind of took a... got on the back burner, and then when it came back, it was huge. So, thank you, Skrillex, for giving rock the balls that it needed to come back.
So, I mentioned the last time we talked was out at Rock on the Range in Ohio, and, you said that was kind of the start of the whirlwind. So what's been going on since then that you can fill us in on?
Rock on the Range was, 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, back in May.
Well, that it? Yeah, it was 3.
Since then, we've been on the road with Buck Cherry, we've been on the road with Puddle of Mud. We've been playing some big shows, in some very, very nice venues, and it's, for us to be playing with the bands that we used to cover their songs back in Vegas, we don't really have the words to explain like what kind of how redemptive that is for us,
So, starting out in Vegas, you guys, what was the scene like for you starting out? Everyone would think that it would be like a non-stop party out there.
It's definitely a non-stop party.
Yeah, it's just not based around like tiny clubs where rock bands are playing. It's based around like casinos and bars and strip clubs and nightclubs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's like you'd think that yes, you'd think the party would be like, oh yeah, bands can play and there's always people there. Like it's harder in Vegas to get people out to your shows than it is anywhere else, because there's so many other things to do. You're competing with shows that are $120 a ticket, that are mass publicized and mass produced, that like hey, come and see my band at the local club is the hardest thing to get people out to. So it's working in the trenches for years out there before anything could really happen with the band.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough, and fortunate enough, and determined enough to where, despite those obstacles, you had international headliners, you have multi-million-dollar nightclubs. Right. We still managed to be one of the top draws in Vegas for many, many, many years. And a lot of the bands that blew up out of Vegas in the past decade or so, they didn't do that. They just kind of literally, like, I guess, hit the jackpot, so to speak.
Had a song online that someone heard, and all of a sudden, plucked them out of the woodwork.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they're the biggest band in the world, whereas we slugged it out for a long, long time, and
we still are.
And we're still slugging it out. We signed to a very large independent label, but we didn't go with a major label because we don't want that flash in the pan bullshit that a lot of other bands from Vegas are embracing.
How did the deal come about with you guys and Century Media?
Well, it started with my brother doing a duet with Maria Brink, and In This Moment, The Promise. We were working with a producer named Kevin Chirko, and he picked my brother for the song. He did some demo tracks, but they were so good that he ended up being on the radio cut for the song. And then we toured the 2010 Mayhem Festival, the whole summer festival, and that kind of started the relationship with Century Media, because In This Moment is a Century Media artist, and they had their eye on us, for what it took about a year and a half before we actually decided to sign with them. and they kind of watched our progression, and it was like a really true organic fit. And when the time was right, they were there, wanting us badly, for us to be a priority. So we were just we went with it, and we haven't looked back, and we're glad we did.
That's great. I mean, I always hear such good things about the label, but they tend to really get the artists and put the attention in there while still leaving like kind of the creative freedom alone. And
yeah, they're good people. They're good people, and they let us be who we are. And so when we wrote Soldiers last summer, we were at the point of a crossroads. We were like, well, are we going to quit? Are we going to get day jobs? Are we going to keep making music? And when Soldiers went number one on Sirius Octane satellite radio, all these other major labels that had passed on us for years and years, all of a sudden they wanted to talk now. And Century Media, who was pretty much there from the beginning, like they just felt right. They felt like home. So like we said, we don't want to be handed anything. We were not raised with silver spoons in our mouth, and we'll fight for every fan, every heart, every dollar that we have to earn. We'll fight for it. And we're completely committed to that.
So if you all were not pursuing music, what do you think that you'd be doing instead?
I might be dead in the desert somewhere.
That's not good.
That's definitely not good.
Maybe stripping at the Olympic Gardens in Vegas. Night shift for old women. I don't know.
Corby would be playing drums for Blue Man Group.
Still be there.
Making money.
Yeah.
So do you guys ever have any favorite odd jobs that you had, like starting out?
Favorite jobs?
Yeah, odd jobs.
Oh, we're here.
This is definitely an odd job.
Odd job.
My favorite is a hand job. I can help him, sir.
Well, he gives it to himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time in the nightlife in Vegas, bouncing and hosting, and that was always fun. A lot of booze, a lot of boobies. Okay. Kind of like this job.
Boobies.
I was going to say, has anything
Wait,
changed
what did you say?
too much?
Boobies and what?
Booze and boobies.
Booze, boobies, and brews.
Say that fast.
B3.
BQ.
Yes.
I was going to say, now you've got the new slogan.
That's going to be our next t-shirt.
There you go.
So, with all the 2012 hoopla going on, if this were Armageddon, as they say, what's one of the last things that you guys would like to be doing?
Wow, well, we're living it up the right way if the world's ending.
One of the last things.
Playing a show, getting late.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
That's a good night.
So we're doing the right thing.
So we're as aforementioned by
So what is next on the immediate horizon after Rock Allegiance here?
Well, we have a little break. We get to go home for a little bit, and then we're working on. We got some more festivals coming up. We're up for a couple of big tours, and we're looking at Europe. Hopefully before the year is out. So cross your fingers for us, girl.
Nice.
We have Rise Above Fest on Monday.
Oh yeah,
which is put together by Sean and the guys from Seether.
Yeah.
It's a teen suicide prevention benefit. Us, Buck Cherry, Puddle of Mud, Blackstone Cherry, and of course Seether. So we're looking forward to that very much.
That's up in New Hampshire,
It's
right?
up in New Hampshire on Monday, yeah. And then
good old Guilford, New Hampshire, Gilbert.
I don't think they talk like that.
I hate it.
It sounds good that way. The northern accent. But that in a month with My Darkest Days, and then once mid-October hits, it's unknown still.
Yeah, the guys in My Darkest Days were like, look, when we headline with you, we're gonna really party. And we're like, all right, cool, man. We're from Vegas.
You realize we're from Vegas, Toronto,
you realize that, right? We're from Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So.
Have you been out with them before at all?
Well, we've been on this tour with we did My Darkest Days with Buck Cherry, and they're cool guys.
Yeah.
They're bringing a great crowd, so we're very thankful to be able to play in front of their fans and make new fans because of that.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, definitely. They had me talking about 3 Shades of Red, during their interviews.
Yeah.
Definitely crazy guys.
You ain't seen crazy till you've been to Vegas.
I know. I've not been there yet. I want to go. I'm planning to get married there in January or February.
No,
so
you get
we'll see.
divorced in Vegas.
Yeah, you don't plan for Vegas weddings, you just do them. You just show up and end up married by the time you're flying home.
Man, you guys are the experts. You should know, right? Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes out to speak with me. And, any comments you'd like to share with our site visitors or fans?
Well, thank you guys for having us, and please spread the word of the wise, because we're trying to bring rock and roll back to the mainstream, baby. We need all the help we can get.
True love never dies.
True love never dies.